Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and the place to be, it's Debsy. Bloop, that's me. Boop, Debsy. And on Wednesdays we wear pink. Okay, wait, is it Wednesday? Yeah. Is it Wednesday? Yes, it is Wednesday. On Wednesday we wear pink. Okay, so I'm going to get right to the meat and potatoes of this. Oh, my nose is all itchy. Okay, we can get right to the meat and potatoes of this. First of all, I hope everybody is had a great day and is having a great week. We're almost there. We got 2 more days left and then the weekend. So listen, Monday night I did not watch The Bachelorette. I did watch it last night. I took my notes. So we are going to go over, it's a lot to talk about. So let's get right into it. So this week they are off to another country. They are in Auckland, New Zealand. So the guys, they load up on a sailboat, they take the boat across the ocean or the bay or whatever it is to brunch. And already we got Sam M. Oh, he's the villain. He is 100% the villain. I don't care how he says he's edited. I'm the person that was saying red flags from the beginning with him. Red flag alert, red flags. So he is already starting to talk about Devin. But he lets us know off camera that he's gonna keep the main thing, because the main thing's the main thing. But not really. So Devin then says off camera, listen, I'm not gonna let something that is out of my control bother me. Perfect advice for the situation and just for life in general. So Jen on the other side of town or wherever is having lunch with Jesse. We find out the reason why they don't eat on dates. Jesse's the reason why they don't eat on dates. Because when he was the bachelor, he was chawing and gnawing on corn cobs while he was trying to hold a conversation with these ladies, and it was not attractive. He's attractive. It was not attractive. That's the reason why people can't eat anymore. Jesse ruined it. We can't have nice things because of Jesse. So Jen says she's real excited for an engagement. She's getting to know the men a lot better. She's getting to know most of them better, except for Ferocious Love Sam M, because the only thing he talks in is like Luke Bryan lyrics and tries to act like Matthew McConaughey, and Ferocious Love, keeping the main thing. So Jen hops on over to brunch. She meets up with the men and she drops off a one-on-one date card for Sam M. Ugh. So Sam M. So as they're leaving, Devin says that hopefully Jen will see that he doesn't really offer anything up except for a physical connection. He's not going to be able to hold a conversation and really open up. And I would probably tend to agree with you, Devin. I don't see him really being like that deep at all. He's a shallowed. He's an attractive, shallow wading pool. He's not deep. So they start the one-on-one date with Sam. She says that she loves the physical connection that she has with Sam, but she needs to see if there's more to him. Like, can he emotionally open up? How deep is your love? Is your love? How deep is your love? It's really not with Sam, because he's not. He's very vapid. To me, that's what it seems like. Seems like he's cocky and he's vapid. Okay, so they go to dinner. Not dinner. They go to lunch, and they walk into this restaurant that's on top of a big tower. And they go to that, it's an awesome view, but you would have to have an awesome view to make up for this table, because it wasn't, it looks like it was just a table where they were where you walk in and you're like, do I need reservations? And they're like, You really do? Well, can I get something? We can try and, does anybody have a table we can put here? It just looked like a sad, unromantic table, you know, that you would get at the very last minute because maybe somebody canceled their reservation. So they're sitting there, they're talking, all of a sudden, these guys fall from the sky. Nobody really, their reaction isn't what my reaction would be. Like if somebody's falling from the sky and I'm eating, I'm like, oh shit, what happened? That's not what they do. The waiter comes out and he's like, he says in an accent that I felt like was French. And he says, if you have not noticed, there's people falling from the sky. You can either eat lunch and be a normal person, or you could jump off the building. I did it last Tuesday in between serving cocktails and crab cakes. You can do that if you would like. And Jen is like, listen. And Jen is like, no thanks. She's scared shitless of heights. And he's like, the waiter's like, well, listen, you could either go up there and take a walk around or you can jump off the building. And Jen is firmly behind the idea of just taking a walk. Well, then here comes Devin. Devin immediately like a bull in a china shop, like the alpha male that he is, he insists that we're going to be jumping off. We're jumping off a building. She's like, I don't want to do this. I'm scared of heights, but we're going to do this. And then he says, what does he say? He says something like, you're going to jump because 50 years from now, you're going to want to look back at this and think, this is the greatest thing I ever did. It's not like, you're not going to most definitely look back 50 years from now and be like, what are some great things that I did in my life? I graduated from PA school, check. I have a great career, check. I have a wonderful family that I'm raising, check. No, the greatest accomplishment is going to be jumping off of this building with this douche canoe that probably doesn't win the whole season. I'm going to imagine he doesn't. That's what you're going to look at. You're going to be most excited and happy about jumping off of a building. Okay. So, she's pissed. Now, Jen is pissed, and I completely, rightfully so, agree with her. She should be pissed because here he comes. He's not taking her into consideration at all. He just makes the decision for her without like any regard to her feelings. She's scared to death over this. He doesn't give a shit. He just cares about himself because it would be great. It would be an adrenaline rush. He's an ass. So she says that this is, I know I went skydiving, but this is different. It absolutely is different because you did skydiving with Marcus. Marcus was actually there with you to like calm your nerves and to support you. This asshole, he could care less about your feelings or anything. She's over there ready to cry. He ain't even looking at her. He's getting all geared up to jump off of a fucking building. So he's completely tone deaf. He's not reading the room at all. And then all of a sudden, something flips, a light switch in him, flips probably and is like, oh, this isn't, I'm not playing this game right. I'm going to have to do something else here. Then he goes, hugs her, tells her it's okay. And if you don't want to jump, you don't have to jump. And I'm here, rubs her back. And then she buys it. And she says, oh, I'm so happy that he's finally there for me and everything's cool. And then he gets his way because they jump off the building. But it wasn't really jumping off the building. I mean, they were lowered down. Would I want to do it? No. But I mean, they didn't jump, but still he got his way because she rappelled down the side of a damn building. She should have said, see you, goodbye, you're gone now. So they go to the dinner portion. Jen is still saying that she needs to find out if he's deeper than just like quoting Luke Bryan lyrics and channeling Matthew McConaughey. All right, all right, all right. Because she had a situation like this before where it was this kind of a situation and it sucked and it tore her up probably. So Jen asks him, what would you like in a relationship? He says, I want a wild love and I want somebody that chooses me. Like a ferocious love. Bullshit. And so Jen, don't let children watch this one. So Jen then talks about her parents divorcing. And when that happened, it really made her feel like she just wasn't worthy of being loved. Listen, he's looking at her with that look of like, I don't feel like it was a look of him like really listening to her. I think it was just, a look of like, I don't think it was a look of like, I don't give a shit, but I think he was trying to think of something because he wasn't really paying attention to her. And he says, you're worthy. Well, of course you're going to say you're worthy. She just said, I feel like I'm not worthy. So of course the thing to say would be like, you are worthy. I feel like he put in the very bare minimum. This is when we need somebody like Joey. This is why we need a Joey. Because if she would have been crying and Joey was there, he would have reached his hand out and got and went like this, went like, oh, like that, where he reached out and he wiped their face or their tears. And then here's this douche canoe. Let me tell you, Sam M is no Joey. I doubt that we're ever going to find another Bachelor that was as good as Joey. I'm going to say that right now. From now and forever, I think Joey's going to be the best we're going to ever have. Okay, so Sam then talks about his past love life. He was dating a woman, they got engaged, and then things immediately changed. He found out she was cheating. I'm wondering how long before this ex comes out onto socials is like, now let me tell you the real story. I mean, maybe he's right. Maybe he's not lying. But this guy gives me douche bro. This guy gives me douche bro canoe vibes from Sunday to Sunday, all day, every day. He probably, no. Okay. So all of this then makes her see him differently. Suddenly something changes and the heavens open up and it's like, oh, and the light shines down on him. And she's like, oh my God, you're so much more. You're so deep. And he gets the rose. I have written down, boo. That's exactly what I've written down. Boo. Okay, so back at the hotel, the group date card comes. And there's a lot on this one. There's Spencer, Marcus, Grant, John M, Austin, Jonathan, Dylan, Thomas N, Jeremy, and Sam N / the Love Virgin. And it is the details, the name of it is Let's Give Love a Try. Okay, so the group date comes. They end up going to a stadium and they're going to be playing in the first ever The Bachelorette's Rugby Royale. The Maori perform the haka, which is awesome. Listen, anytime I see the haka performed, not obviously live in person, but when I see it performed on TV or in movies or whatever, I'm always, I think it's so awesome. I just do. I think it's great. I love seeing it. So they performed that. And then all of a sudden, Sam N, who last week was remember he got up on stage and he was, as he called himself, he was pathetic because he couldn't he couldn't strip because Yosef has a daughter somewhere. And he just professed his love for her. So this week he got some kind of like, I don't know where he got this energy or this confidence. So he proclaims that he has boss bitch energy. He has boss bitch energy. I don't know if he knows or if he understands the phrase boss bitch energy. And he has so much boss bitch energy that he writes on the back of his jersey, he writes Jen's husband. Oh, okay, that is ridiculous, so stupid. So Sam, to go with that boss bitch energy, he's out there running and tackling everybody. He's not scoring any points, but he's tackling people. And you'll see why I say he's not scoring any points, but he's tackling. Because I know that on a football team, you have the defense. And they tackle people to stop people from scoring, to stop the other players from scoring. I get that, but we'll get to that in a second. So his team wins. The blue team wins. But once again, he didn't score any of the points. So he didn't score any of the points. He picks up the trophy, and then he picks up Jen, and he's out. This pisses Thomas N clean off. Like, it pisses him clean off. So there's an after party. Sam N, the love virgin, is strolling in. He's cool Magoo. He's cool Magoo. He got on his leather jacket, his black leather jacket. He's hoisting the trophy that he didn't score any points. He's hoisting trophy here. He got a jersey over here. He got enough hair product in his hair for like 10 K-pop bands. And he's cool Magoo walking in. So they head in, and we find out it's not just Thomas that's had enough of Sam. It's everyone. So they go, everybody sits down, and there's a couch. There's one guy here, and then there's a space, and then there's Cool Magoo. Here's Cool Magoo. I was gonna call him Cool Magoo for this. There's Cool Magoo Sam right here. So Marcus, of course, he goes to sit down here because there's an empty seat. Cool Magoo is like, no. And Marcus is like, you better check yourself. Which somebody needs to tell him, you gotta check yourself, because he thinks he's coming off as confident. He's coming off as cocky for no reason. And who sits in the center? Well, that's for the trophy. And then somebody else later on, I think it was Spencer, was like, you didn't score any of the points. Your team won that trophy, but hit that guy over there. I think it was John M, that scored like all the points for his team. It's like, that guy over there, he scored it. He scored all the points. So back at the hotel, it's a standoff between Sam M and Devin. Sam is like, bro, what's your problem with me, bro? Devin says, I don't have a problem with you. And he says, I don't even think about you. I'm here for Jen. I'm not here for you. And Sam comes back with, bro, your name doesn't even come out of my mouth. Listen, he spends more time talking on camera about Devin than Jen. Devin's living in his mind rent-free, 24/7 up in that villa. So back to the group date. Cool Magoo. Cool Magoo is brimming with his newfound confidence. He says he's there for Jen and not for the guys. He's going to talk to Jen first, and hopefully he's going to kiss his future wife. So he pulls her aside for the first chat. And so they go in, they start talking. I don't know where this guy's getting all these homemade rugby jerseys. It's just a rugby jersey, and then he took a black Sharpie and writes on it, Sam's wife. Now, come on. Why did I have it written says Sam's husband? It says Sam's wife. So Jen is like, oh, that's cute. That's really cute. She says, I saw a different side of you today. You were more confident. You were putting yourself out there. He's like, well, that's because I'm here for you. I'm not here for a romance. I'm here for you. Is this my question? I'm wondering, is it this jacket that's giving him this energy? Because he's getting damn bold, and I feel like he thought he was going to be able to go in for a kiss, but instead he got that hug. And I think how he talks about Jen is kind of creepy. Like, he constantly refers to her as his wife. He ain't never kissed. He has not even kissed her. Listen, and these roses that he gets, I think he gets pity roses. That's what I think. So Jen also talks to some of the other guys. She plays her and who was it? Her and Jonathan, I think it was. They play a little game of lacrosse, a little bit of back and forth with lacrosse, because they both played lacrosse in college. She has a real good strong connection with Grant. Marcus then talks to Jen. He opens up the most. She asks him, how are you doing? Because he got hit quite a few times. He says, I'm fine. I'm okay, I'm fine. And then he admits that he kind of acts tough because he doesn't want people to feel sorry for him. He says that he would feel selfish for asking people to be there for him through things like that. He opens up quite a bit. He makes himself very vulnerable. So back to the guys. The guys are talking, and Austin is like, Sam N is all over the place. He doesn't have any real emotional intelligence. He's a boy. And the other guys are like, he's a little boy. He's not a man. And they brought up one of them brought up a good point when they said you can be confident without being disrespectful. That's what it is, because you can be confident, but the way he's doing it, he's making it the Sam show. Like, he's not letting anybody else get in there, and that is disrespectful. Cole Magoo walks into the room, and they talk to him about this. He walks out of the room, he says a few little things, and then just walks out of the room because he says he couldn't care less what they think. Sam N feels like Cole Magoo feels like he has this in the bag. It's the Cole Magoo show. I'm gonna get the group rose, and I'm gonna kiss my future wife. Thomas N tries to talk to Sam about this. He says he wants to speak his truth. Cole Magoo has no time for this. And he says to him, listen, you're wasting your time because you should be talking to Jen instead of talking to me, which I will say is true. I will say I agree with that. So Thomas walks away, but before he walks away, listen, he throws in some of Sam M's greatest hits, like Keep the Main Thing, and Ferocious Love. Listen, next week, Thomas N. I don't know. Okay, let's not get into that. This will be a 3-hour video. So Thomas takes him up on his suggestion, his advice. Goes up and he talks to Jen. It seems like it's going pretty well. They're talking about their families. They have similar, I don't want to say similar upbringings, but they kind of bond over family a little bit. So here comes Sam. Here comes Cool Magoo. Cool Magoo sauntering in. Is it saunter? Sauntering in with his boss bitch energy just to interrupt the guy who he just told to go talk to Jen. So he strolls in. Jen does not seem comfortable with this. It's awkward. It's cringy. So he then proceeds, Cool Magoo then proceeds to ask for a kiss. Can I get my first kiss? No. You could tell as soon as she said that, as soon as he said that, she was like, fuck. Oh. That's what she would say. If she could say it, she would be like, oh, fuck, no. So she is completely not down for that. She tells him, listen, I just don't see a future between us. Can I walk you out? Can I walk you and your boss bitch energy out? So he's gone. He gets in a car to leave. And that's when confusion sets in for me. Because he really thought they were going to get married. There was no crying. There was like no big reaction. The only reaction that he had, this also confused me because he said, I feel like a fool. He says, I feel like a fool because I wore a denim jacket and I acted like G.I. Joe in there. Except that he was wearing a black leather jacket. Not denim. It wasn't denim. It was a leather jacket. And G.I. Joe? G.I. Joe didn't wear a denim jacket. I don't think G.I. Joe even wore a leather jacket. G.I. Joe wore green, like fatigues. That right there, though, that was the comedy gold that we needed for this week. Now that Sweet Baby Hakeem is gone. So Sam N is gone. The group rose. She's saying it's going to someone who made themselves vulnerable. I called it. As soon as she said that, I called it. It's Marcus. And Marcus got that, which I completely agree with. So next up was the one-on-one with Devin. This was like the cultural, like every year they usually have like something where you go out, a date where you go out and you learn about the culture. And this was that date. They went out to visit some Maori and learn about their culture. They spent the day with them. Devin opened up to everybody and talked about his family, his upbringing. I have to tell you, I really feel like Devin for me is becoming one of the front runners. And this is a lot for me because from the beginning, I was not a fan of his. I wasn't a fan of his at all. He is slowly growing on me. He went out there, he listened to everything that they said. He was respectful. He embraced the culture. He opened himself up. Listen, Sam M could never. He could never. So for the dinner portion, Devin says off camera, he thinks he's falling for Jen. Devin talks about his upbringing, which is pretty tough. Like his mom had met his future, his future father. They had a fling, and his father really wasn't around a lot. Wasn't around a lot for him. So his mother and his brothers and sisters, his siblings had moved around a lot. Like his mom was a single mom. She worked more than one job and she went to college, all while raising a family. So there were some times when Devin would like lash out at her and maybe take her for his father's side, but she was always there for him. Like she never wavered from him. So he is very, very close with his mother. And Jen had kind of a similar, not totally similar, but they have like a similar family dynamic. So they bonded over that. And Devin gets the rose and he tells her, I'm falling for you. And it felt like she was just the happiest right there when she was talking to him. Listen, Spencer Spencer has to be Nostradamus or Mr. Cleo, Miss Cleo, because he can see in the future. Because yes, in fact, Spencer, things are going to go to shit. Things are going to go straight to shit. So here was the big drama for the week. Big drama for the week. Thankfully, it did not involve Sam M and Devin. Here's the deal. Jen's ex-boyfriend, he wants her back. So he flew himself. He didn't fly himself. He paid for all the flights. He flew himself over to New Zealand to try again with Jen. He wants to try again. Meanwhile, there's these guys who she's been getting to know for the last how many weeks, getting ready for a cocktail party. And when they had said her ex is in town, I was like, you talking about that toxic ex? No, it's not the toxic ex. His name is Matt. They dated like 3 or 4 years ago for a few months. So Jesse's like, listen, this is what's going on. He's coming here. He's going to talk to me. Jen is out there. She doesn't know. She doesn't know this is happening. No one's told her any of this. I'm going like this because I don't believe that. I think somebody gave her a heads up. You know what I mean? So, the ex goes and talks to Jesse, tells him, hey, I flew here because I still love her and I want to try again. So he's like, okay, brother, go ahead. She's waiting out there. They'll show you where to go. So Jen happens to be just chilling outside in a park nearby. He strolls up on her like, do. Now her reaction is not what I expected it to be. I expected more of a like, are you kidding me? Like, not so composed. She says they dated 3 years ago. They broke up, they reconnected, they're friends now. Matt tells her, listen, I'm not ready to let you go. And he wants her to give him another chance. He said, I love you. And she's like, so you're ready to date me along with 12 other guys. He's like, well, I don't know about that, but if I could be in the show, sure. Now, she is thrown by this. She has to think about it. Now, this is where it ends until next week. I'm going to tell you, I had seen where people were saying that this Matt guy, whenever she went on to The Bachelor, he put things out there on social media about it. Why are you just doing this now? Like, you're just doing this now? In my mind, I don't know. In my mind, I feel like he's there for other reasons. I don't know if he's there for the right reasons. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I do remember seeing a video of him with his dog. The dog is adorable, but I don't know. So next week, so like I said, this is where it ends till next week, when it looks to me like she lets him back on the show. The men are not happy, and I completely 100% agree with the men and understand where they're coming from, because listen, they're all working at building something with Jen and getting to know her, and then here comes this guy who's known her for years and has this advantage. I think that's bullshit. I think it's shitty every single time that they have done this. I don't like it. I hate it. You had your chance in the past. You knew that you guys were broken up, and now you have to come out and get onto national TV. I feel like there's a motive. I don't think it's what he says it is. Now we also got a little preview where it kind of looks like Jen may be saying that she ends up alone. What do you think about that? That would be groundbreaking, actually. I mean, they eventually all end up alone anyways because most of them break up. So why not just cut? Why not just cut to the end that you would probably have anyways? So, okay, listen, it's under 40 minutes. So let me know in the comments if you watched last night and what you thought. And if nobody told you yet today, I love you. You're loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there in the world so it comes right back at you. Please take care of one another. 3 things. Please be aware of your surroundings. Please stay safe. And if you're somewhere where it's really hot, don't go outside if you don't have to. Maybe chill in the AC with, like a nice frosty beverage. But if you have to go outside or you want to go outside, please stay safe. Hydrate often with water. Love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.